Think you're brave? Adventure Science Center wants to put you to the test. Waylate Playdate Camp Fear at Adventure Science Center is a 21 and up night out where you'll face your phobias and maybe discover a few new ones. Hold hissing cockroaches, take on 300,000 volts at the Van de Graaff generator, catch live comedy, and see a planetarium show scored by a string quartet. Plus, there'll be food trucks and a full bar to help calm your nerves. Waylate Playdate Camp Fear, August 7th at Adventure Science Center. Tickets at adventuresci.org. Today on CityCast Nashville, with lettuce making headlines for all the wrong reasons, we are revisiting our guide to Nashville's farmers markets. Rebecca Boynton joins us to talk about our favorite local markets and CSAs. Plus, the Nashville Food Project's Growing Together Community Market in Antioch, which uplifts refugee farmers, is back and running through November. It's Wednesday, July 29th. I'm Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. There are so many farmers markets in Nashville, but the Nashville Food Project just launched a new one. Why?
To explain why, you really have to know about the Growing Together program. Back about 10 years ago, CRIT, which was the Center for Refugees and Immigrants of Tennessee, they were a nonprofit. They started a program for elder refugees in Nashville, namely refugees from Bhutan. And they started this program to give them a place where they could use their growing skills, where they could find community, where they could get outside and not be isolated at home. They found an underused baseball field behind Christ Lutheran Church, which is this amazing progressive church on Haywood Lane in Southeast Nashville. And they turned it into a 1-acre market garden. And a market garden is essentially you're gardening to sell the produce and to earn income. So this program with these growers was started by CRIT in, I think, about 2015. And then what happened in 2016, we all know, we had a change of the administration and CRIT was dissolved. Someone needed to take on this incredible program, and the Nashville Food Project took it on, and we absorbed it. That's when Growing Together became a part of TNFP. Growing Together has been this program where farmers from Bhutan and Burma can garden and sell it to earn income. TNFP facilitates the sales of this produce. We lower boundaries to land access to resources, lower boundaries that occur because of the language barrier, transportation barriers. We facilitated wholesales. You can see a lot of our growers' produce on chefs' menus, like Sean Brock buys our produce sometimes in Tandy at City House. And we wanted to finally bring these customers and the people that enjoy the produce of the Growing Together farmers to them. But yeah, it's been incredible.
And right here in Nashville.
Yeah, this is one of the only farmers markets that happens on an actual urban farm. It's really something to see. We've got this great pavilion where people can hang out. There's tons of picnic tables, tons of space for the kids to run. And then right there is this fully functioning 1-acre farm, a greenhouse, gorgeous produce, pastoral scene. It's really special.
Are locals allowed to come any day of the week to pick up produce from this place, or?
Market day is every Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Everyone is welcome to come. Tour the farm, meet the farmers, hang out, shop at the market. The public can come and say, hey, I really love these roselle greens that you're growing. I can't find them anywhere else in town.
What are those?
Oh, let me tell you. So one of my favorite things about my job is that I get to talk to people about food and introduce all of these new, exciting varieties to like American palates that they might not be familiar with. So Roselle has a lot of different names, just like any plant species. Roselle is the leaves of a hibiscus plant that are edible. They're super tart and lemony, and they're used in Southeast Asia a lot, especially in like they pair well with seafood. So like a lot of the fish soups, fish noodle soups. They're also used a lot in different African cuisines, sauteed to make a curry. Roselle is just something that you will find right now at the market and also in the CSA boxes. So our CSA members are learning about what it is as well.
Well, so clearly Burma and Bhutan have different veggies. Do the farmers you're working with have different agricultural practices as well?
They do. For one example, Pabitra, who is the daughter of one of our elder farmers. Pabitra is probably in her early 30s. She's growing cucumbers. And I looked over the other day on her cucumber trellis, and she had a shoe hanging on the cucumber trellis, almost like you would see like, hanging from some like power line. And like we're in a neighborhood where a bunch of teens live, where people throw their tennis shoes up there. But she had a tennis shoe hanging from her cucumber trellis. And I was like, Pabitra, what is that? And she said, oh, yeah, my grandfather back in Bhutan taught me this. He says that it keeps the flowers from falling off the vine. So I'm trying it, and I'm just going to see if it works.
Just a shoe hanging?
Just a shoe. Who knows why?
Folks, we're going to try this and report back.
Yeah, it's just an example of, traditional knowledge that a lot of the farmers will practice these sort of things. Our farmers are just absolutely resilient and meticulous. There's no weeds out there, and we use no chemicals. They're just amazing hard workers. They just grew up farming, so they have to grow things like they have to have oxygen. But we've got all of these incredible neighbors and community members here in Nashville who come from these subsistence farming cultures. And sometimes all it takes is just access to land.
What impact is growing together having so far, both on the farmers and the community?
They're growing confidence. They're learning a lot. And the impact in the community has been so amazing, too. We've got a lot of the Burmese community that comes out every single Saturday. And a lot of these moms and aunties and their husbands, they're cooking food and selling food. It's a way for this whole Burmese community to come together every Saturday morning and share their culture. And they love it. The impact of this market has been just profound.
We're going to move on because we have to talk about all the wonderful farmers markets around our city.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Rebecca, if someone has never been to one, hard to believe, but there might be such a person out there and probably listening. How would you describe the vibe? Are they all different?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Every farmer's market is incredibly different. Some allow craft vendors. Some farmers markets have a lot of prepared food where you can sit down and eat. Some don't. Some are real like community neighborhood events, and some are really get your groceries and get out.
Yeah. Well, I'm always looking for parking. That's my main thing these
Good
days.
luck.
I mean, that is the East Nashville market. I've had trouble parking, but my personal favorite right now is the downtown one because on Sunday mornings, everyone's at church, so nobody's there. So you just like free parking, pull right up, run in, talk to the farmers, grab my tomatoes, maybe even grab lunch. So I know that it's not fair to ask you to play favorites, but do you have a favorite?
Oh, goodness, this is really hard. In my opinion, the Richland Park Farmers Market really is probably my favorite after my own at the National Food Project. It's ours. But the reason why I think the Richland Park Farmers Market has succeeded, I remember in 2020 when I became the manager of that market in the midst of COVID, we had like 25 vendors. And when I left, like in 2004, and I left as the director of the market, we had about 90 vendors by the time I left. I really worked to build that market up, and the park is so vast. It's right in the middle of a walkable neighborhood. There are a lot of things that make a farmer's market pleasant and successful, and having all that space to have a picnic, having the ability to walk there, having access to the library, which is right there in Richland Park, that all, I think, lent to its success. So I do love that. I'll always love that market. But I do also love the downtown Nashville Farmers Market as well.
Good answer. What's your routine when you go to the farmer's market? Like, where do you stop first? Do you get coffee, or do you get your veggies first, or eggs or meat, or what's your system?
Okay, that's a great question. So this is what I recommend. Bring someone with you, right? What is really hot at the market that day, whether it's peaches or whether it's fresh farm eggs that you know are going to sell out. Anything you think might sell out that day, sweet corn, blueberries.
How do you know that they're going to sell out? Like,
oh, well, you just have to be an insider.
See, every time I get to the farmer's market, the thing I go there for is always sold out. I'm like, well, did anybody else know that peaches were in season? I guess so.
No, yeah, you gotta check. Do a little research before you go. Find out what's in season. When you're going, do a little background research. Get on the website, see if there's any vendor selling what you're looking for, and get there early and get in line. Not too early, because then the market managers are just you'll drive them nuts. But get there about 15 minutes early. One person get in line. The other person go get in line for whatever cold beverage you need. Coffee, iced tea, a little boba, and maybe get in line for whatever kind of breakfast item you're looking for. Like a little croissant, a little something.
Okay, this is great advice. I'm going to promise. I promise out there I'm going to use it. What about meats? I see the freezer at the downtown one. There was a guy sitting in a semi truck in a freezer type thing. And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm going to go buy his meat now.
Yeah. So when you purchase meat at a farmer's market in the U.S., it's got to be frozen. It's got to meet USDA regulations. So if you're worried about it thawing, you don't want it to thaw, you want to take it home and get it right back in the freezer, you can always bring one of those cooler bags. But yeah, some farmers markets have a lot more meat vendors than others. At our market, we don't have any meat vendors right now. We're still real small. But if you go to the Richland Park Farmers Market, for example, or if you go downtown, there's going to be a lot of choices. Everything from really fantastic steaks grown here in Tennessee to all cuts of chicken to duck to lamb.
Bring a cooler. I think that's a good point. Let's get to know our farmers now. Who are these people? Where do they grow their stuff? How far do they travel to come here?
Oh, man. They run the gamut. From generational farmers that you'll meet down at the Nashville Farmers Market, right? Like Troy Smiley. Troy Smiley is always set up at the downtown farmers market. His great-great-great-grandfather set up at the Nashville Farmers Market when it opened in 1805.
Whoa.
When it was just the market square downtown Nashville. When people would pull their wagons into town and circle their wagons in downtown Nashville. Troy Smiley is an example of that. So he's a generational farmer. And right next to him is Thomas Brand. He is a generational African-American farmer, and he is a character. Both he and Troy are characters. Oh, and sometimes they get along, sometimes they don't.
I'm going to have to hunt them down and get them on the pod now. I want them both on a show. Wouldn't that be so fun?
Oh, it'd be so funny, but you'll never get a word in. You think I talk a lot? Let me tell you. These guys.
Hey, I prefer guests that talk more than me, so that's wonderful.
So there's that, like what a farmer, the stereotype of a farmer in your mind. Then you've got some of the older generations, like maybe boomer, maybe younger, that started getting into farming like maybe back in the 70s and 80s. They were all about organic practices and they've been farming organically. And so you've got a lot of them, like you'll find farmers from hours away, because that's how important it is for them to make those direct to consumer sales at a farmer's market. Maiden Meadows is a dairy, Daniel Showalter, an amazing man. He's got like 8 kids. They're all so precious and well-behaved with the best names, by the way. They come from Kentucky to the Richland Park Farmers Market and sell cheese because they make all of their cheese by hand.
Why would they drive hours to Nashville?
Well, they come to Nashville because they have to come where the people and the money are. Most of these farmers, they live in really rural areas. To sell their products and make a profit, they have to sell at a higher price point. You know, Nashville, we've got the space and the people, and that's the importance of farmers markets is we gather the community members together and ask them to make these purchases so that we can keep this tradition of farming alive.
Yeah. That's why it is important to support your local farmers markets. I know it is more expensive, but if you can, really do support these farmers and support Troy Smiley. You mentioned that Growing Together has a CSA that stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And it's basically you buying a share in a farm and receiving a weekly box of produce in return. We have a great article about that on our website, nashville.citycast.fm. For those who don't already subscribe to one, what are the benefits of joining a CSA? Do you belong to one?
No, I get more free produce than I know what to do
She's got
with.
the in. That's
I've
right.
got the in. So first of all, I recommend to all of your listeners right now, go ahead and start looking for possibly a fall CSA that's going to be open or a winter CSA, or remind yourself that every February is CSA season and get on one, become a member for 2026. The benefit of a CSA is, first of all, you learn a lot about farming. You learn the ups and the downs. If we're experiencing a drought in Tennessee, you're going to see that reflected in your CSA box. So it's good for all of us to have an understanding of, well, why don't I have tomatoes in my box in May? It's really an education activity for our members as well. But also, you just get to enjoy all of this amazing food that you're really not going to find at the grocery store. Now, some of it you will, you'll find some familiar things like cucumbers or lettuces or kales and things like that. But you're also going to find wing beans, especially if you're a member of the Growing Together CSA. You'll find really cool varieties, or roselle, like we talked about earlier, or these special Nepali mustard greens that will really light you on fire. I would say also the benefit of joining a CSA is you kind of get to build some community. Depending on how the CSA is structured, like we connect our CSA members to an online group chat. We also have them come pick up at the market because we want them to talk to each other and meet each other and talk about, hey, what did you do with last week's, Japanese turnips? We want them to use each other as a resource. So you can also build community, you can meet your farmers, but also the benefit is that you're putting that money up into the farm in February, in the beginning of the growing season when they need it the most.
Lots of benefits, so many benefits. I could talk to you all day, Becca. This is so fun, but I have to.
Anytime. I know.
We have one last question. Let's talk about the Nashville Food Project outside of the Growing Together farm. Who are you? What do you do? And how can people get involved?
First of all, we do so many things, but we do them all with the intention of building community. And that's in our mission statement. We cook, we grow, we share food, all with the intention of building community. We've got our community gardens team, which I'm on. We've got our share team, which helps us deliver all of these meals to our partners. And we have an amazing kitchen team. We have a team that goes around and rescues food from all different kinds of grocery stores and other stores around Nashville. We rescue food. We bring that food back to our headquarters. We use that food to make these incredible meals that we share with our partner organizations, a lot of different churches, other nonprofits like 50 Forward, all of these poverty disrupting organizations. That's who we work with. And we're able to share those meals with them at like a fraction of a cost, like $1 a meal. And so that saves them a ton of money. It helps us feed people that need it. We also have this incredible community agriculture network that the Nashville Food Project is building and launching now. Right now, we've got 3 community agriculture spaces that we manage directly. And then we've got 2 additional ones that we support with our volunteer arsenal, knowledge and classes. So we're really working in this whole full circle spectrum of how to build community through feeding people. I feel really lucky to be a part of this organization.
Well, I feel very lucky. I got to speak with you today and learn more about this. If people want to volunteer or even donate, can they just go ahead and visit the NashvilleFoodProject.org?
Oh, absolutely. We have such fun volunteer sessions, especially in the kitchen. They're always back there laughing and having a great time. So if you're ever looking to just find some joy and volunteer, all those opportunities can be found on our website. And then also, of course, we're always grateful for any donations.
Well, we just launched a neighbor campaign. So basically, it's like a members only thing for CityCast Nashville. This sounds like something that we all should do together and volunteer. So I'm going to be following up with you. I can't wait to hang out with you in person and nourish our community together.
Oh, I love that. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Marie, thank you so much. This is such a pleasure.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. Early voting is open now through August 1st for the August 6th state and federal primary election and municipal general. Go vote! And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our CityCast Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles!